This is Apollo Místico. So in today's topic, we're going to be talking about 10 things you can do to help you manifest the life you desire. So let's get started. I've kind of like gathered these practices from watching YouTube videos, from reading, from developing my own practices into like just quieting my mind and just like clearing it to better understanding myself. Not just quieting, I don't want to use that word, just like trying to not to control and just like being present with my mind and just letting them pass and letting it go, which is a difficult task because usually we're so attached to the things that happen. And I found a word today that I think is like perfect for how my mind used to be before. It's called rumination. It's when you obsess about things that have happened through your day. This cluttered mind, chatty mind that's always like obsessing about an idea, about an event that has happened through your life or in your day. So it gets you like to in this state of stress and just like awkwardness and upsetness. It's very difficult. I think most of us can relate. So in my practice, I gathered like 10 things that have helped me through this process of just clearing my mind, like quieting the chatty mind, and I want to share it with you guys. So I think the first one is like the most obvious. We hear about it like every time. It's meditation. Throughout my practice, I've integrated meditation, so it has helped me a lot to like better being present, just being quiet with my senses. And there's through my practice, I've discovered that there's not just one type of meditation. There's like hundreds of them. You can do the sitting pose, connecting with your breathing, meditation walking, drawing meditation. There's tons of meditation, and just the act of just being present with your breathing and just acknowledging that there's thoughts and just letting them go, letting them pass. I think it's very important to be okay with yourself, being present, and just understanding that we're human beings. We have thousands of thoughts per day, and not let them affect our vibes, which is very important to manifest in order to be tranquil and in order to be more present. Because if we are constantly in our heads, well, we're not present. We're in our heads and mostly in our past, mostly thinking about stuff that has happened. For me, like, it's never been more so of the past. Like, I'm always thinking about the future, so I needed something to help me ground myself, and I think meditation was one of the first tools I gathered, and definitely has helped me a lot. It requires consistency, but at the same time, once you like integrate it, to be honest with you guys, I don't do it like every day, but when I do it, when I feel like overwhelmed, just brings me back to the fold. So I think it's very good. The second thing is exercise. I think it's very important for us to like work with our body to get out of our heads, and exercise is a very important tool to like work in our body, work on our health. Just brings this sense of wellness, of connecting with your well-being. And exercise has tons of benefits, not just mental. It's very good for your physique, it's very good for your confidence, and it has helped me a lot through my practice. The third thing would be following your intuition. Like, it may sound very simple, but it's something that it requires practice, because like there's always a doubt, the things we've been told through our lives, like maybe we get in trouble because we follow too much our intuition. But there's nothing wrong with following what you feel is right, in your core. At the end of the day, in our lives, we're gonna be relying on ourselves. So I think it's very important to start developing that connection with what our gut, our mind, our third eye, our energy is saying. We need to be appreciative, to be present, and to be conscious of our energy and of other people's, to be more present and to be better understanding of the things that we need to do in order to better ourselves, in order to manifest. And I think since I've been practicing connecting with my intuition, everything has like had a dramatic change. I used to like struggle with my inner voice, and it got me into a lot of trouble, usually with myself, like a lot of repressed emotions, a lot of guilt. And through the practices, it has helped me a lot. I think following your intuition is very, very important. The fourth would be connecting with people. Like, I think this is very basic. Like, we're human beings. We're supposed to, or we should connect with other people. I think I'm kind of like an ambivert. I think it's a word. uh, sometimes I introvert, and sometimes I'm very extroverted. So I shuffle in between the both. And I think, like, in my practice, like connecting with people whenever I feel like more extrovert has helped me also as an introvert. And it's very important, like, to just connect with people, to just know their stories. Usually when we connect with people, we know that we're not so alone. And sometimes we think that's happened only to me. And just when you talk to other people that maybe are in the same vibe, you notice that you're not alone. And just acknowledging their advice and their experience will help you a lot through the process, because you can say, wow, I never thought about it that way. And using those tools, like living with other people's feedback, and not always, sometimes you're gonna figure it out on your own. But when you feel like is it right time, when you feel like connecting with yourself, with other people, I think it's very important to develop like that story that is rooted with other people, with other stories, and how it complements your own. So the fifth is writing. I think this is very, like, we've been writing since school, and I think, like, some teachers say, oh, write about something personal, etc. But when you're with your own, like, just acknowledging those emotions, and sometimes you can't talk to anybody, and it's very personal. So writing it down makes it more, brings it to the plane, gets it out of your head, and just seeing it in paper. And like, writing is very important. Like, sometimes I go back to stuff that I'm reading like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and sometimes I cry, sometimes I laugh, because it's acknowledging that in that moment you thought that you were going through something horrible, but at the end of the day, when you read it, it's like, oh, you overcame that. And just acknowledging how you thought in that of yourself, or about other people in that moment, and how you think about yourself now is very different. So I think, like, that contrast of just being present and acknowledging that this is okay, this is just a moment in my life that it will get better, it will be different. And your life can change from 1 month, 2 months to 6 months. It can change sometimes in a week. So I think it's very important to, like, just write what we think, just letting it all pour out in paper. And when you read it, if you have the chance to, like, read yourself again, I think it's very fulfilling process to, like, just acknowledge that you've overcame a lot. So the sixth one is creativity, like finding your hobby. Like, what do you like to do? Do you like to paint? Do you like to draw? Do you like to play music? Do you like to do yoga? Do you like to do exercise? Whatever you find that is creative, that gets you into that state of creating, and just, like, develop your skills. You're pouring your imagination into a canvas and just doing something that moves your soul. I think it's very fulfilling, and it will help you a lot in the process of just visualizing, and just acknowledging that you're a creator, and that you can do whatever you like, whatever you put your mind into. And it's very, like, rewarding when you see that you created something, and you made it, that you actually could make something, and it's very authentic, and it's very you. So just pouring that creativity, like, is a great tool to clear your mind, get you out of your head, and pouring something of all the baggage and all the emotions into something creative that you can acknowledge and admire, or maybe even destroy, just as a process of letting go. So number 7 is very important, because in today's society, I think, with all the binge watching and all the consumption that is being currently poured by social media and etc., it's very important to acknowledge what we consume. What we consume can be either in food, either in products, sometimes in technology. Like, the time we spend in social media can be very harmful for us. So just acknowledging, like, all the things that we're putting into our bodies, that we're pouring into ourselves, can have a ripple effect in what we do in our normal day-to-day. So it's very important, like, just acknowledging the time you spend on social media, acknowledging the time that you spend eating, and what are you eating, what are you putting in your body. And that can kind of help you, like, be more conscious of what you are, to have a clear mind, and to just acknowledging what you pour into yourself will give you a better conscience of just the kind of person you want to be and the kind of person that you are cultivating in the process. 8 would be like being present with the senses, like the touch, the smell, the sight, the ability to see stuff, and just like contemplating what you're seeing. Is a leaf, or how does it look, the leaf? If it's like rice, how does it feel, rice in your hand? Coffee, like the ground coffee, how does it feel, like a table? And just like acknowledging like how does it feel, like it feels soft, like, you know, that makes you conscious because you're actually like feeling what you're engaging with. It makes you conscious, like, you know, you're seeing the bottle, you're touching the bottle, and you know it's there, that is present, and it has like ripples, you know. It's just important to like developing that sense of being present through the senses, through the what you hear, what you touch, what you see, what you smell. Like some smells that maybe you smell every day, and you just sit and you bring it in, and you smell like, oh, the flowers. Oh, I didn't know flowers smell like that. For example. And I think it's a very important way to like just acknowledging who you are, and how to be present with the world that surrounds you in order to manifest. Number 8 is very easy. Like this, all the things that we discussed so far, it brings you to this one. It's like getting out of your head. Through all the practices, it's just like when you feel like you're like too much dive in. Usually like when I usually like thinking, you know, just like contemplating, like imagining stuff, like I just go like this and just bring myself back to, okay, I'm in the present, just getting out of my head, and just like in my head, out of my head, in my head, out of my head, and just like being present and acknowledging the times that you are within yourself, like you're in yourself, and just like acknowledging, okay, I should be present now. There's things happening. I'm in my work. I'm doing something, and just helps you a lot to be more present. Number 10 would be just find your way to be present. Find your way to get yourself out of your head. Like there's tons of ways. Like I'm just putting out there 10. Like this, I think it's like the wild card. Just find your way. Like something that you do, something that you're usually accustomed to, and you maybe haven't acknowledged. Just find your way. Like how do you bring yourself present? This is an exploration to the life you want to manifest. When you're in touch with your senses, in touch with your emotions, in touch with your surroundings, you're more able to dictate and to know and to like bring into place the things you want to manifest in your life. It brings a sense of peace, brings a sense of control, and that you know that you're in charge of your life, and nothing else will take that from you. You know, it's something that in today's society with so many distractions, we usually like forget, and it's a very basic tool to just be present. I think most times maybe the things I regret in my life is the moments where I wasn't there, in emotionally, physically. Maybe physically I was, but mentally I was like traveling to outer space, and maybe I lost like a great opportunity. So like with these things that come with experience, I think I'm very grateful for all the things that I've gathered, and that other people have helped me to acknowledge and to understand. That will be all for today. I appreciate you for watching the videos. See you next week. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want. There's a little bell there, and if you want to see more of my videos, you can click the bell and I'll pop out every time I post a video. Thank you for watching. Peace.